Hi, it's the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your May 2016 general reading. I am continuing to use the Gilded Tarot deck. I know I was going to be using a new deck I've been familiarizing myself with, but because of the energies I keep getting off of the deck, I've decided to use them for the business and finance personal readings that I do, which I may be later on this summer putting out some general career and finance readings as well, so we can look for those. Thank you to those of you who continue to watch and listen and subscribe to my channel. I love seeing that the family is growing day by day. I appreciate so much your love and support and feedback. And again, I always say it, but please keep the comments going. I do appreciate especially hearing how the readings resonate for those of you for whom they apply. It's enjoyable to read, and also it always helps deepen my understanding and interpretation and appreciation of the tarot deck over the years, of the tarot in general, as I think any reader will tell you. So please keep those coming. I enjoy reading them very much, both the ones that you post on my YouTube channel itself and the ones that you send via email. Thank you for letting me know how they resonate with you. Thank you also to those of you who continue to reach out for personal one-on-one readings with me. It is an honor and a pleasure, and I thank you so much for the momentary place and the trust that you put to me in allowing me to read for you. Thank you for those. I appreciate it very much. And for those of you who are interested in a personal one-on-one reading with me, you can click on the About sign on my channel's homepage, and that will give you a little more information and detail on myself, the services I offer, and my contact information. And you can email me directly at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. I do readings full-time, and I am pretty good at working with you to get you a reading as quickly as possible and getting back with you as quickly as possible. I'm always asked about turnaround time, and currently it's about 1 to 4 or 5 days, depending on whether you want recorded or Skype, and the coordination of time zones as well. So again, if you're interested, I would be delighted to work with you. Just send me an email and we'll go from there. So these are general readings. I would love it if that everyone who watches them and that it resonated with you in some way, but it just doesn't always work that way. So check your rising and your moon sign as well. Some months and some readings you may find that they resonate with you a little more predictably than others. And in fact, some months and some periods of time where other readers resonate for you more predictably than the ones you typically follow. So shop around, find the ones you connect with the most. It's all about you getting what you need at the end of the day to give you as clear a picture as possible. And for those of you who include me in that group, my gratitude and thanks. So let's get right into this. This reading is for Aquarius, May 2016 mid-month. Thank you also for your patience. I was out the last few days in hospital actually dealing with food poisoning, chicken. A very unpleasant experience. Thank you for your patience. I just finished Taurus and I'm doing yours, and those were the last two for May mid-month. Okay, Aquarius, May 2016 mid-month. Aquarius, May 2016 mid-month. What does the remainder of this beautiful spring month of May hold for my lovely water bearers? My air signs, Aquarius, May 2016 mid-month. Okay, we begin with the Three of Swords, followed by the Hanging Man, the Ten of Swords, followed by the Eight of Pentacles, the Fool, followed by the Ten of Pentacles, and the Two of Swords, followed by the World. And from the bottom of the deck, your crowning card, general theme, and energy over the reading, we have the Five of Swords. Interesting. Let's just take a look, Aquarius. Okay, let's begin. So we find ourselves in the middle of May 2016, Aquarius, with the Three of Swords, followed by the Hanging Man. So the Three of Swords, swords being governed by the element of air. It's a suit all about our words and ideas, our thoughts, our mindset, perspectives, how we look at things, our belief system. It's all about what goes on up here. And the Three of Swords is universally referred to as the heartbreak card, heartache card, sometimes the breakup card. Fundamentally, it's a card of deep emotional pain. Sometimes it is accompanied by a sense of betrayal. In love and relationships, this can resonate also as a triangular energy, someone else being involved, issues of infidelity and unfaithfulness. The positive side of the Three of Swords is that it comes in and it cuts through and reveals really the heart of a deception, or for some of you, it doesn't necessarily have to relate to love and relationships. It can just be a sense of deep, almost crushing disappointment in how something has turned out. But I think for the majority of you, we do have more swords cards than anything else, but again, it's about the thoughts and emotional part of this. I think for a lot of you, this is going to be within a relationship of some kind. For some of you, this is going to be a relationship that's love and romance based, with husband and wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, that sort of thing. For others of you, it's just going to be another type of relationship, but one in which you felt very grounded, very stable, and there was a lot of emotional connection and love. That could be family relationship, a best friend, sibling, anything like that, really. But I think for the larger portion of you, this is going to be feelings in terms of a relationship, a sense of feeling very hurt, a feeling, a deep sense of emotional pain, basically, is what this card is. And I'm sorry to see that for you, Aquarius. I don't like to see that card in the upright position for anybody. But it looks like in the middle of May 2016, you find yourself deeply hurt over something, a relationship energy, I feel. For some of you, though, this could represent, I think for a small portion of you, because it feels very specifically oriented, this is something to do with your career path or a job of some kind. But I feel like it's, again, I think this is just for a handful of you, but I feel like it's a career path you chose and realized that in spite of everything you've invested in it, it's just not for you, or it's not, you've discovered that it's not going to pay, it's going to take too long to get somewhere. I don't know why I'm feeling that way, but it's coming through for someone who's watching. But for the rest of you, deep emotional pain about some kind of relationship issue. I'm getting kind of a sense of betrayal, and it is sitting right next to the Ten of Swords. Excuse me. But that Three of Swords is accompanied by the Hanging Man, Major Arcana card. This card can play out in a lot of different ways, but I'm feeling on the majority of the strongest energy I'm getting off of this is a sense of feeling like you've been left hanging, a sense of stasis, of limbo, of being kept waiting, but just really left hanging. Sometimes this card can resonate as, you know, withdrawing from conflict, taking some time out, standing by a decision, even if it appears to be unconventional or out of character to other people. But again, paired with the Three of Swords, what I'm getting is this very significant, strong, deep sense of emotional pain, and a sense of that you've just been left hanging, that you've just been left kind of swinging in the breeze, just kind of hanging there, and a sense of, what do I do with this? What do I do with this? Where do I put this? Where do I go next? Why is this happening? I think perhaps some of you has had somebody leave you, but it's been very unexpected. And again, it could point towards, no, I mean, I'm getting it mostly as relationship energy. And it's just, I feel like that it's been something very unexpected and very sudden that you weren't expecting. You found something out, a betrayal of some kind, I think, as well. For some of you, this is going to represent as another person being involved, infidelity or unfaithfulness that you're finding out about, somebody leaving you. It could be without that, but someone just leaving you, and it leaves you feeling hanging and really hurting. And for some of you, this is going to represent that same situation, but that it involves somebody else, like maybe somebody left you for somebody else, or that you left. This could be on the flip side too, that you left somebody, and this is kind of where they're feeling. Although I feel like it's primarily, since it's your reading, for you, and I'm sorry to see that for you, Aquarius. Now, right next to that, we have the Ten of Swords, followed by the Eight of Pentacles. So again, just kind of the continuation of this energy around the middle of May, and I feel like it's you found out about something which has left you feeling, you know, deeply hurt and deeply betrayed, because, and they're sitting side by side too in the reading, like this, the Three of Swords and the Ten of Swords. So the Ten of Swords, is a, I mean, I've heard it referred to as the being stabbed in the back kind of card, as you can see from these 10 swords pointing down. And in fact, in other tarot decks, I've seen the swords actually, you know, piercing the individual's body, but they're not doing that in this. The Ten of Swords points towards feeling a very deep sense of betrayal, a feeling of perhaps being stabbed in the back, which is a strong indicator too, again, because I'm getting these energies that this kind of, it was totally unexpected, happened out of the blue, you were not expecting this. It's from someone, for the majority of you, it's a betrayal of trust within a relationship. Again, whether that's a love and romance-based relationship or another type of relationship, but it was fundamentally based on love and trust and very emotionally connected, and you feel a strong sense of betrayal. For some of you, this is going to clearly point out as infidelity and unfaithfulness issues. There is a triangular energy with the three swords piercing this heart, and a sense of being left, kind of left hanging because this person left you for another person, or you found out that they were with someone else, and it's left you with the energy of this Ten of Swords, which is feeling betrayed, feeling very deeply hurt, and feeling very deeply betrayed. But as with all of the cards, there is a positive side to this. Tens represent the end of a cycle, the closing of something out, the culmination of something, the coming full circle of something. The positive side of the Ten of Swords is that the worst is done. It's not going to get any worse than it is, and it's not going to happen again. You can see in this card, there's hope in this card. Whatever violence happened at this scene in order to put this man face down in the ground, it's over. The worst is done. The sun is beginning to rise again in the horizon. A new day is dawning. The animals are beginning to return to the scene. The birds are beginning to circle in the skies above. And there is a beautiful golden light coming down through these swords, as if coming down from heaven itself to illuminate this man. Whatever is ending, probably needed to end, particularly if the ending came as a result of deception and mistrust and infidelity and a total lack of loyalty. It needed to end, but there will be a healing coming through, and tomorrow is still going to, the sun is still going to rise tomorrow. It's not going to get any worse. The worst is already happening, and directly following endings are always beginnings. Rebirth always follows death, always. So the worst is over, and what is leaving your life was meant to leave your life, and there will be healing following this card. But for the time being, and understandably so, you feel hurt, very deeply hurt and betrayed because of the investment you've put into this relationship, this thing. Again, for a small portion of you, I'm getting that this is about some kind of career or work thing, that you put a lot of you invested a lot of yourself in, and you just feel either betrayed, taken advantage of by your work, your job, your employer, or that you completely chose the wrong career path after investing so much into it. But again, for the majority of you, it's relationships. That Ten of Swords is accompanied by the Eight of Pentacles. Pentacles being governed by the element of earth. It's a suit all about things in our earthly, material, tangible environment. Most frequently, things like money, job, finances, resources, property, assets, etc. But it's about work. It's about the slow, steady, successful building up of something that you are working towards, as you can see symbolized by the man on this card, who is hard at work on his desk. He has 7 beautiful pentacles dancing in the air above him, which he has worked on one by one with a lot of diligence, persistence, patience, dedication, attention and detail. He's hard at work on the 8th one. The sun is setting outside. He's already lit his candles. He's probably burning the candles at both ends. Maybe all of his coworkers are out having their after dinner cocktails, but he's not. He's hard at work on his 8th pentacle because he has a dream, he has a goal, he has something that he's working towards, and he's been putting in a lot of time, effort, and investment of himself into this thing because he was working towards something. And this accompanies that 10 of Swords, so it's just kind of an underscoring and an understanding of that adds to that sense of betrayal, because this is something, a relationship, something that you put so much work into because you had a goal you were working towards, and it's left you feeling, again, betrayed and almost as if that work was wasted. What was it all for? What do I do with this now energy? So that's the first 2 set of cards. And again, Aquarius, I'm sorry to see that for you. It looks very painful and challenging. But then we move into some much more positive energy here. The next set of cards is about new beginnings, which always follow endings. We have my favorite card in the major, in all of the tarot, we have the Fool card, Major Arcana card. The Fool represents the beginning of the beginnings. He is the 0. He is the very first card in the tarot. Major Arcana card, significant, profound, life shift, life change, and advice. Message from the universe here saying it is time to have a complete and new beginning, total new beginnings. This is like the breath before you take the first step. That place at the beginning of the path, at the beginning of the journey where the possibilities are limitless. Anything is possible, everything is possible. And the Fool is here to remind us that while it's always good to have a destination, to have our goals, to set our goals and to work towards them, the Fool knows that the real value, the real joy, and the real beauty of the path is actually in the path itself, is in the journey, it's in the steps taken towards the goal. And the Fool is also here to remind us to step outside our comfort zone, to take a risk in something, and to go in a completely new and different direction, to have a completely new beginning. This is the very strong, significant piece of advice following this, terribly painful, challenging, betrayed kind of energy. It is time to move away from that, to cut those strings, to have a completely new beginning, to walk in a completely different direction, and to have as much faith and confidence as you possibly can at this time, that a new path is in front of you. Because again, birth always follows death, always. New beginnings always follow endings. That's why the endings came, so that we could have these beautiful new beginnings. Beginnings about what? Beginnings leading away from this negativity, heartbreak, and betrayal on this new path. And it's about building a different sort of foundation that's going to not only benefit you, but in some way benefit your family or those closest around you. And for some of you, this relationship ending, or this relationship pain, betrayal, whatever it was about, was about a marriage, and affects your home as well. That Fool, this new beginning, that Fool card is paired with the 10 of Pentacles. Again, that lovely earth, tangible energy. Another 10, endings and beginnings, coming full circle. Aquarius. The 10 of Pentacles is a beautiful card. It's a card that speaks of a tremendous amount of prosperity, abundance, and success. This could represent in the financial, tangible sector. Again, for some of you, a small portion of you, it feels like a complete new switch in career paths, to go down a completely different path. In love and relationship, it is all about cutting this loose and walking the other direction and building up a different kind of foundation for you. And I say your family or the people closest in your sphere because there's an underlying connection and theme to home and family in the 10 of Pentacles. It represents that. The 10 of Pentacles says that not only is there success and abundance and prosperity in this that benefits you, but that somehow it also has a beneficial effect on your family or those closest around you. Another 10 representing the end of a cycle, the coming full circle of something, but in a very beautiful and abundant sort of way. This is about the slow, steady, successful building up of a foundation that's going to last for quite some time. In business and finance, this could represent family money, family business, family estate, but something about it that is good for not just you, but your family too. So however this resonates for you, you have to give me some feedback about that. For some of you, it's going to be something in your tangible pentacles kind of world. But it's about building up a foundation that's going to last for quite some time. It's a beautiful card to have, and paired with the Fool, It's about a new path and building these foundations, or building these foundations is leading to a new path. But I believe it's actually in cutting your losses almost immediately is what I get, and walking in a completely different direction. Just, it's almost like getting up and just walking out completely. New direction, cutting it free, and the building up of a different type of foundation. For some of you also, I'm kind of feeling that one of the things that may be helpful in moving you through this negative kind of heartbreak, betrayal energy is work too. Now you can go too far in the other direction too and become completely obsessed with work as a distraction and an escape from this pain. You don't, it's all about maintaining balance here, but I'm getting for some of you that work somehow, or whatever projects you're working on, or putting yourself more into work mode is actually going to help kind of move you through some of this energy as well. Because there is that Pentacles energy thread through this too, which is about our tangible material world. That's, I think, what's going to bring you triumph. And again, it's about moving away. I'm getting this very abrupt, okay, I'm done, moving away kind of energy. Into something completely different, a totally different new path. It feels a little scattered to me and not specific, but for those of you for whom it resonates, you'll have to let me know. So at or towards the end of May 2016, we have the Two of Swords paired with the World card. Beautiful card. It's about moving into claiming your own power back at the end of the month, basically, Aquarius. We have this Two of Swords, again, that mental cerebral energy. The Two of Swords is a card, it can be about making a decision. Perhaps you have a specific decision to make as a result of this, two specific paths you could take, or that you need to make a decision about this thing, and that there's something that it needs to be dealt with, something in front of you that needs to be dealt with. This card can also point towards, it can also represent a refusal to engage in conflict, which this can also play out for those of you too. It's not about engaging in conflict, it's about just cutting it off, closing the door, and moving away completely. But it can also represent feeling stuck and knowing what to do. And the strong advice associated with the Two of Swords is to take this blindfold off, because regardless of who put it on this woman in the first place, she's the only one that has the power to remove it. Take it off, look at what you have been unable or unwilling to look at up until now, deal with it head on, and make your decision, move on, cut yourself free from this, because that's where you're going to take back whatever you've lost from this, particularly a sense of who you are, your value, your own power, your own achievement, and what you're capable of doing, because that Two of Swords is accompanied by the World card, major arcana card, beautiful card to have. This is a card on its surface about being on top of the world, success and achievement, but it has a much deeper meaning than that. It's more about that inner sense of achievement and self-empowerment. My favorite analogy for the World card is that you climbed a mountain and you've reached the top, you're at the pinnacle, and it's not to say that there aren't other mountains to climb, because this is life, there's always a mountain to climb should we choose to do so. But for some reason, this mountain has been of particular significance for you, and you've climbed it. You're at the top, and you're looking back down at the path, and you're looking back at everything you went through to climb this mountain, to get to the top of this mountain. You're looking at all the places that you had successes and triumphs, and all the places that you had defeats and failures, and oh, that's the place where I broke my leg, and all the places where you wanted to give up, but you didn't, and you persevered, and you finally made it to the top of this mountain, and all of a sudden it hits you that you're there. You've made it. And with that comes that feeling, that incredible feeling of not only of accomplishment, but pride in yourself, of what you've accomplished, of what you've been able to achieve that maybe you didn't know, you didn't have all that much faith that you could achieve, but that you did. And now you start feeling powerful and wondering, what else could I be capable of doing? What else could I do with my life? What else could I achieve? If I can do this, what else can I do? It's that sense of achievement, that self-empowerment, self-sufficiency, independence, of taking back your own, of recognizing your own value and your own self-worth and what you're actually capable of. And it's about dealing with this thing, taking the blindfold off, dealing with what's in front of you, Aquarius, making your decision, and even taking these swords and just using them to cut yourself free, because the universe is strongly suggesting that the building of what you want as steady, solid foundation that's going to last forever. This new path, it's all about cutting yourself free, taking your own power back, and moving on and away from this thing, and really asking yourself, is this worth staying for? Is this worth investing in? Because it looks like it's cost you an awful lot. That's underscored by your crowning card, which is the Five of Swords. Again, how we look at things. The Five of Swords is in a way technically a victory, but not really. You can see that this man has defeated his foes or opponents or enemies. They're on the ground behind him. He's gathered up all their weapons and he's holding his own aloft in victory. But if you really look at this picture, it's very grim. The colors are very grim. He doesn't look particularly victorious. He looks tired, exhausted, depleted, worn out. He's bleeding from a little cut on his forehead. This battle has cost him a lot. And this 5 representing conflict or circular conflict or competition. It's as if, I always feel like whatever battle this man's been in, it's just one of a series of battles. It's just kind of an ongoing sense of it. And this card begs the question, primary question of this card is it worth it? Is this worth continuing the conflict, continuing the fight? Is this worth continuing to invest in? Because it looks like it's really costing you a lot. And the cards are strongly indicating, which means that God's spirit, your angels, guides, the universe, is strongly suggesting that you cut yourself free from this immediately. Turn and begin something new, walk a completely different path, build that foundation for yourself, that what you want is going to come from, you're only going to be able to have that on this new path. Take the blindfold off, deal with it, cut yourself free from it, and take your own power back, Aquarius. So wow, what an impactful, profound sort of reading. Again, it feels like it begins very challenging and very painful, and I'm sorry to see that for you. But strong advice and a beautiful new path in front of you. It's about coming back into your own, taking your power back. Whatever you invested in it, it's not wasted. You take that with you as you begin to build a different type of foundation, one that's actually real, true, solid, and stable, but it's on a brand new path. Take your power back and cut yourself free from this, Aquarius. So Aquarius, I won't say I hope you enjoyed this reading because certain aspects of it look very challenging and painful. But these readings are meant to give some clarity, insight, feedback, and hope. And I mean, you have a beautiful new path in front of you. You just need to take the blindfold off and cut yourself free from this and take your power back because you are capable of anything. So Aquarius, thank you so very much for watching. And again, if you're interested in a personal one-on-one reading, you can email me at Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. You can also click on the about sign, the info sign on my channel, my YouTube channel's homepage, and that'll give you the same information. And thank you again for watching. And for those of you for whom it resonated, strength, peace, and blessings to you. And until I see you again in about a week and a half or so for the June 2016 general readings, I wish you joy, peace, blessings, and a happy life. Thanks so much for watching, Aquarius, and I'll see you soon. Bye.